Lesson is going to be on distinguishing fake news from real news. Now, before we get into what fake news is, before we get into why we need to know the difference, and before we get into how we will know the difference, let me just walk you through a couple of articles. First, let's take a look at this. This is a headline coming from the Political Insider. It's a news source available to us online. The headline: WikiLeaks confirms Hillary sold weapons to ISIS, then drops another bombshell. Ultimately, what this headline is saying is Hillary Clinton sold weapons to ISIS. Seems sort of fishy. Nonetheless, this article, this headline, was distributed and shared more than 800,000 times in the weeks leading up to the election. In fact, it was one of the 10 most shared articles in the lead up to the 2016 election. This is a picture of Comet Ping Pong and Pizza located in Washington, D.C. John Podesta, the campaign manager for the Hillary Clinton campaign, his emails were hacked by Russia. I'm sure you've heard about this, the Russian interference in the U.S. elections. Well, in his emails being hacked, there were a number of emails exchanged about meeting with friends and meeting with his kids to go get a couple of slices of pizza. Well, and bear with me because the leap is a big one. This turned into people accusing John Podesta and Hillary Clinton of running a child slavery ring in the basement of Comet Pizza. This became known as Pizzagate. Well, Pizzagate wound up with well over all the articles relating to it, 2.4 million shares, making it the single most shared article of the entire election season. Now, to give us a sense of how serious this got, the fake news turned into real news when a deranged man who had read about the Comet Ping Pong Pizza story and the child slavery ring in the basement took a gun to Comet Ping Pong and Pizza, pointed it at the manager of the restaurant, and demanded that he be taken to the basement so that he could free and be a hero for the child slavery ring. You can see there's some very serious things going on when it comes to fake news. So now let's talk about what fake news is. Well, fake news. Fake news websites, also referred to as hoax news, deliberately publish hoaxes, propaganda, and disinformation made to seem like real news, often using social media to drive web traffic and amplify their effect. So this is a really important point, this idea of made to seem like real news, and I'm going to show you why right now. We're going to go through 3 different whys, but this is going to be the one that I'm going to refer to in terms of made to seem real. Look at these fake news websites: abcnews.com.co, bloomberg.ma, cnntrending.com, News Examiner, American News, the Boston Tribune, the Denver Guardian. What you're going to notice about these is that they all seem like legitimate news websites. These are, fake news is, I should say, a wolf dressed in sheep's clothing, meaning that fake news is dressed up to look real. It's designed to confuse you. Now, we're going to stop here. You're going to go back to the email I shared, and you're going to follow the instructions.